Okay, so in this tutorial, this is going to be our last tutorial where we are talking about how to set up your Google form and your Google Sheet for expectation-based assessment. We left off in our last video where we had created tabs for all of your students. Again, you should have 30 tabs. I stopped at 4. And we told this class tab to pull information from each student's individual tab. So the numbers it's pulling are the student's average understanding of each learning goal. So right now, this student 1 has a 5, so perfect understanding of learning goal A1. A couple things I'm going to show you how to do in this sheet. The first one is, because we duplicated every student's tab from student 1, all of the tabs are currently pulling student 1's information. So right here, you're going to see that this is student 1, but we're actually in student 2's tab. So we want the sheet to pull all of the information we've sent from the Google form about student 2 to this tab. So when you use this, every entry gets put into this input tab. And if it contains student 1's information, it's going to pull it and place it in this tab. And right now, all the tabs are pulling student 1's information. So to tell the tab to pull student 2's information, you're going to come up here to the very first box underneath timestamp where the coding is. And where it says where B contains student 1, you're going to change that to student 2. So now there's no information here because we did not send any information for student 2. On a side note, you would do this exact same process when you have the tabs named your student for an individual class. So you can go through each tab, click right underneath the very first entry under timestamp, change it from student 1. So this one becomes student 3, enter, and this one becomes student 4. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this for your template. I'm just showing you the process on how to do it. The next thing I want to do is point out that right now, so see, we changed the students pulling information, so there's no information for student 2, 3, and 4. This column right here, overall, is a weighted average. Right now, our learning goals, so right now, our learning goals, all of A2, 3, 5, and 6 are all inquiry learning goals. So I've added those up and taken an average here. A4, right here at position J3, this is the only spot we're tracking communication here. So this learning goal gets averaged as, just gets taken as it is. Every single other learning goal from M all the way across is a knowledge application. So we've added all of those up and taken the average. The column beside it is a weighted average for the course. So 50% of the course mark is coming from the knowledge average. 25% is coming from the inquiry average in position E3, and 25% is coming from the communication average in position F3. So these percents you might change depending on your course. Right now, there's not a number here because I don't have any communication information. And then finally, this column is turning your overall average into a percentage. If you want your percentage, overall percent to appear on the students tab, I have it coded for you. What it's doing is for student 1, in this box is pulling cell B3 from the class tab. So the class tab, B3 is student 1's course average, and I have it pulled here. So that is something that you might want to make sure all of your tabs are doing as well. So the one thing I want to say is if you've gotten this far, then your sheet should work and function for you perfectly. If it's not functioning, or if you see an error message, the number one thing you can do is go and look on another tab. So right now, like if you go and you are not sure how to make it work. So so if I added a student 5 tab, like right now, right now these averages are all pulling from class B3. So I have to change it so that student 2 is getting average at B4. So just come up here and I go into my box and I make that a 4. And 3 is going to become, their average is in B5. So you're going to have to go in through and do that for all of your tabs as well. But as I was saying before, if it is not working, go and look at one that is working. Look at the template and see where your code has gone wrong. It shouldn't go wrong as long as you haven't deleted anything. And the most important thing is that you cannot add any learning goals once you start using this, because it will completely mess it up. Other than that, I think that's it. It should be working fine. We will provide another video tutorial on how to take your template you set up for a course and make it class specific. Once you get this working, you will love it. It makes assessment so much easier.